Hello friends, how are you all? I hope you all are doing great. So in the last class, in the previous class, we studied about the tool and I gave you the overview of monetary policy. Okay. Now in this class what we are going to do, we are going to study these tools, quantitative and qualitative. So first we are going to start off with our quantitative tools. Okay. So the first quantitative tool, as you can see also here, it's CRR, which is cash reserve ratio. Okay, now let's study about this first. So it is the amount of money that the bank have to keep with RBI in cash form. It is nothing but the average daily balance that bank shall maintain with the Reserve Bank as a share of such percent of its NDTL. What is NDTL now? Net demand and time liabilities. Okay, that the Reserve Bank may notify from time to time in the Gazette of India. Now let's move on to SLR. What is SLR now? Statutory liquidity ratio, SLR. Okay, so it is the amount of liquid reserve that each bank has to keep with itself in form of either cash, gold, or RBI approved securities. Okay, that is government securities, etc. So what is the difference now in SLR and CRR? This has to be kept with RBI, but this has to kept by bank itself as a reserve. Okay, in any emergency, for any emergency. Okay, so in other words, it is nothing but the share of NDTL that banks shall maintain in safe and liquid assets such as unencumbered government securities, cash, and gold. Change in SLR often influence the availability of resources in the banking system for lending to the private sector. Okay, and what is your homework today is you need to find out their current ratios. Okay, it will hardly take 5 seconds. Okay, third is repo rate. So repo rate is the fixed interest rate at which Reserve Bank provide overnight liquidity to bank against the collateral of the government and other approved securities under the liquidity adjustment facility, that is LAF. Okay. Fourth, we come about reverse repo rate. So it is just opposite of the repo rate only. So it is the fixed interest rate at which Reserve Bank absorb the liquidity on an overnight basis from bank against the collateral of eligible government securities under the LAF. The LAF consists of overnight as well as term repo auctions. Progressively, the Reserve Bank has increased the proportion of liquidity injected under fine-tuning variable rate repo auctions of tenors ranging between overnight and 56 days. The aim of term repo is to help develop the interbank term money market, which in turn can set market based benchmarks for pricing of loans and deposits and hence improve transmission of monetary policy also. The Reserve Bank also conduct variable interest rate reverse repo auction as necessitated under the market condition. Okay, so according to the market condition they do it. Now fifth is MSF. MSF is marginal standing facility. So it is the facility which scheduled commercial bank which schedule that commercial bank can borrow additional amount of overnight money from the Reserve Bank by dipping into their statutory liquidity ratio, that is SLR, portfolio up to a limit at a penal rate of interest. If I talk about what does it do, so this provides the safety valve against unanticipated liquidity shock to the banking system. Now the sixth is OMO, that is open market operation. This is very easy. This includes both outright purchase and sale of government securities or bond for injection or abolition of the durable liquidity respectively. Seventh is the bank rate. So this is the rate at which RBI, Reserve Bank, is ready to buy or rediscount bills of exchange or other commercial paper. The bank rate is published under section 49 of the RBI Act 1934. We have discussed this in class number 1 of this. So this rate this rate has been aligned to the MSF rate and therefore changes automatically as and when the MSF rate changes alongside policy repo rate changes. Now let us see that how can we combat the inflation or induce inflation. Okay, so we see what we need to do in case of either we have to increase the inflation or decrease it. So if I talk about CRR, first of all, to combat the inflation, what you need to do, already know that increase in money supply leads to inflation, as I told you in the previous lesson. Okay, so what we need to do, basically the opposite of this, you have to decrease the money supply. So now how will we have to decrease the money supply to combat the inflation? So if I talk about CRR means the percentage of the total fund available with the commercial bank to be kept with RBI, which cannot be used in loan activities. So what we can do, we can just increase the CRR rate so that banks are available with less fund to induce into the economy, and that way we can reduce the inflation. Okay, and in all case, if you see, we have to just increase the ratio only to reduce the inflation. Okay, but let me tell you, this is different. OMO, in OMO what we need to do, we know that we need to decrease the money supply. So in the case of OMO, what RBI can do, RBI can sell the government security, so that when they sell the government security, they suck out the cash from the economy. Okay, that way the money supply will decrease and the same effect will happen. Okay, and the opposite of this, if you want to induce the inflation, okay, or combating the deflation, okay, so you need to do the opposite. Okay, so I hope this is clear. So we will study till here only in this class. Okay, in the next class we will start with our qualitative tool, and hopefully this chapter will be over. So thank you guys for watching. I'll meet you in the next class.